Right now I'm going to discuss some of the medical aspects of having the disease, but I'm going to let you know, don't try this at home. Unfortunately, I'm very hard-headed. I think that's the only word to describe my behavior. This is something that you're not supposed to be doing. This is the only vice I have. This and candy corn and potato chips. So basically I'm not supposed to smoke, but I'm doing it anyway because I could possibly develop a respiratory infection, which this year alone I've been in the hospital 17 times. I've been in hospice 8 times. I actually walked out of hospice. I just couldn't take it. Every day they'd come in, how are you doing? The entire time that I was at hospice, I went in weighing 168 pounds. When I walked out, I was 142 pounds. And then it occurred to me, the reason I was losing weight was because I had given up on life. I just gave up on everything. So basically one day I just decided that I was going to leave, and as I was preparing to leave, the nurse came in. She's like, why, blah, blah, what do you need, what do you need? I says, basically, I'm dying. Well, we're doing everything we can do to keep you alive. This too was true, but there was one thing that I realized that I was missing. I was missing life. I was letting the disease control me. So I decided that I needed real life drama in my life. You know, how you get pissed off at brothers and sisters and friends, and you hear about your sister's boyfriend messing over her, and all of the dramatic things that go on. And then it occurred to me that if death was going to get me, I was not going to be sitting in one place very long. He was going to have to come and look for me. I do volunteer work at an agency. Because of the Ryan White money, there's not a lot of funding available for things like activities, and there's not a lot of money available to help clients with housing. So I'm working with people that have agreed to rent to people living with HIV and AIDS and pretty much subsidize the rent. So I decided that I'm just going to take my life back. And I'm kind of like getting off the track of the medical aspects of it. So, medical. I started off with 6 pills and they were totally covered. Then there came a point where I actually lived off of a big $115 a month check. And that was good. For some reason I managed to do that for like a couple of years. And then I got this great big whopping check from Social Security for $602. Well, when that happened, the bad thing is that my medicine, the number of pills I was taking increased, and when that happened I was given a spin down. So I went from not having to pay anything for my medication to having to pay like $17 a bottle for my medication, which was okay. You know, I managed to do that. I'm a hairdresser, but I also have a degree in accounting. But the disease is smart. It's a very, very smart disease. At some point in time, the disease finds a way to outsmart the medication. So when that happens, it's called resistance. So then you have to change your medication, and you have to change all of them. And the likelihood is that each time the medicine goes into resistance, the number of pills increase. So as my number of pills increased, I went from 6, 7 pills to the number of pills that I'm taking now to from nothing to $24 a bottle. So we're talking about 35, 40 pills. It just depends. Every other month, sometimes the total medication would change. I would have just total new regimens. But I'm still living on this $602 a month. So I don't know what else to say about that, because I'm not going to be able to finish it, because I would just be bitching and bitching and bitching about having to pay it. And then you have to decide, am I going to eat this month, or am I going to buy medication? Am I going to continue to have my flat screen TV, or am I going to hock it so I can get my medication? Or am I going to sell everything in my house to get my medication, which is what I did this month. But you know what? It's okay, because I'm a fighter. And once again, this isn't one of those soft, like, things where I can't make it. Hopefully there's one person out there that's like me that wants to live, and you'll adopt my attitude towards having this disease.